Welcome to Echo No More, the podcast for women ready to break free from the patterns of narcissistic abuse and reclaim their voice. I'm Dr. James, a coach and a survivor here to guide you from self-doubt to self-worth, one conversation at a time. Whether you're just beginning your healing journey or are ready to step fully into your power, you'll find tools, stories, and encouragement right here. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Dr. Carolina James, and today we are talking about something many of us overlook until it's too late: red flags in relationships and workplaces. Because healing doesn't just change how we love, it changes how we connect, collaborate, and protect our peace everywhere. Red flags don't only appear in romantic relationships. They show up in friendships, the ones that start beautifully but slowly drain you, and in workplaces, the ones that look supportive but leave you walking on eggshells. Maybe you've had a friend who always needed you but was never there for you, or a boss who kept moving the goalposts, making you feel like you could never do enough. Those patterns are familiar for survivors of narcissistic abuse because once you've been conditioned to overgive and minimize your needs, that pattern follows you until you consciously break it. So today, we'll talk about how to spot red flags early, both personally and professionally, so you can stop repeating old cycles and start honoring your worth. Let's start with friendships, because toxic dynamics can hide under the label of support. What for? One-sided giving. If you're always the listener, the helper, the rescuer, but your needs are ignored or dismissed, that's imbalance, not intimacy. Constant crisis. If every conversation centers on their emergencies while you're too exhausted to speak about your own life, you're in a caretaking loop. Boundary violations. If you say, "I'm not available tonight," and they guilt trip you or show up anyway, that's not love. That's entitlement. Healthy friendships are reciprocal, respectful, and restorative. If you leave interactions with a friend feeling smaller, drained, and anxious, that's information, not weakness. Next is workplace red flags. Toxic dynamics also thrive in workplaces, especially for survivors who are trained to please and overperform. Look out for micromanagement. When leaders don't trust your judgment, you start doubting yourself. Moving goalposts. When expectations keep changing so you can never succeed, it mirrors emotional manipulation. Favoritism and divide and conquer. When some employees are rewarded for loyalty while others are undermined, it keeps everyone off balance. Workplace toxicity can activate the same trauma responses as an abusive relationship: hypervigilance, overwork, and fear of making mistakes. Awareness is your first defense. Once you notice the red flags, the key is not to override your gut. Most survivors were conditioned to explain away their discomfort. Now, your task is to honor it. Here's how. In friendships, limit your time, communicate clear expectations, and step back if reciprocity never comes. In workplaces, clarify responsibilities in writing. Use email to document agreements and protect your boundaries around time and workload. In both, say no early and calmly. Small boundaries now prevent big explosions later. Remember, red flags are not warnings to fix someone else. They are cues to protect yourself. After leaving abuse, I thought my only challenge would be dating differently. But I soon realized I was replaying the same patterns in friendships and at work, overgiving, over-explaining, and ignoring my exhaustion. The moment I started paying attention to how I felt after these interactions, not how they looked on the surface, everything shifted. Peace started feeling familiar, and chaos started feeling wrong. That's the power of healing. You stop mistaking intensity for connection. This week, write down 3 red flags you will no longer ignore, whether in a friendship, at work, or anywhere else. Then, next to each one, write a simple action. Limit time, clarify expectations, or step back entirely. Awareness is step 1. Action turns awareness into change. And remember, once you see the pattern, you can finally choose peace. Thank you for joining me today on Echo No More. If this episode resonated with you, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. For free resources and coaching opportunities, visit www.echonomorecoaching.org. And always remember, your voice matters, and the echo ends here.